do, 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 do. All right. Hey, everybody. Oh, why is that playing in the background? Hold on. I am very confused right now. All right. Hey, everybody. What did I do? Oh, why is that playing in the background? Hold on. Well, I muted DJ because apparently he's listening on that whole thing. But it looked like it was coming from me. So I don't know what just happened, but I know we'll figure it out. But anyway, hey, everybody. Welcome to Mental Health Matters. It is Saturday night. And why are we here? Because 2 out of 3 gun deaths are, that S word. Or, but we can't say the S word because, when you unalive yourself, that's not the same as the S word. For those of you who are brand new, please know the S word is S-U, how do you spell that? S-U-C-I-D-E. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, Facebook, YouTube, all that, they have very weird bots who will shut us down randomly for saying words like suicide. But we're going to keep saying it because it's true, because not talking about it is not how we help people and that sort of thing. So tonight's chat, welcome everybody in. I know DJ's already been in the side chat saying hi to y'all on the YouTube side. If you're on the Facebook side, we will try to talk to you when you come up. So fun is hard work. I just got back from a couple days in Tennessee, hanging out with some YouTubers, and I've got a little video put together here for you. And just so you know, the volume is not broken. I had a time to throw this all together. There's no music. So when it's just the picture part, you're not missing the music. There just isn't any. So without further ado, I want to show you the fun that I had this weekend at a 1,000-yard range. So yeah, without further ado, I am just going to throw that up here. So hold, please. Let's see how this works. There it is. And it's playing. Yay. Bradley Airport. There's my son. He was my travel companion. Happy Easter. It's Easter morning. The boy and I. Go ahead. The boy and I are off on our way to Nashville. Breakfast of Champions. My son trying to stab me. No, not really. That is my good friend Hal Taylor. Glock shooting performance. And the lovely cabin that we stayed in. There's some of the crew. And there's some more of the crew. And more of the crew. This is the kitchen crew. Some of you might notice some of these people. Oh, there's Scotsman. Jamie is the reason I was invited to go down there. I got this cool ammo can. And then we finally got to the range. It's mock. And look, it's a little pretty pink gun I got to shoot because it's fun. Unfortunately, this shut. Oh, Chico, you tried to...
First shots out of my 29.
Okay, first shots. Here goes Jamie. And there's the little pink gun that I got to shoot. It was hysterical. Got Kyle and Bamadan and MacMan. I know, I really should have added music, but I could hum along, but that just wouldn't be helpful. And it's that little. All right. That goes in there. More adventures.
Well, I never shot 45 cents.
More than just the one. All right, what's your channel?
Kyle Lusk.
Kyle Lusk. What do you talk about on your channel? Yeah, see, I'm not going to tell anybody.
Did you go on?
Very. Are we entertained? All right, 1,000-yard range day. Here's what we really came to Tennessee for. This is the morning waiting for all those silly people who stayed up till 4 a.m. Now, this is everybody. How long are you driving home?
About 3.5 hours.
Yeah. How long are you driving home?
4 hours total.
Okay. How long are you driving? Yeah, that's pretty windy.
Just let it sit there, check this, and all take the recall. Just relax. When you're ready, once you cross it, don't worry about the recall. Honestly,
I believe you, Matt. I believe you.
And no, I'm not going to tell you if I hit, but I did hit, so I will tell you that I hit. I became part of the 1,000-yard round.
love it. Fun. Good time.
There's a crew, for sure.
So you were pretty much aiming at the very edge of the black.
Well,
Kyle's stuff, Jamie's stuff. We got to shoot all sorts of people's stuff.
oh, Kyle,
Where?
hold on, ready?
He's so pretty. All right, that might have been my favorite part, petting Kyle's beard. Oh, and DJ's Pizza and Steakhouse. I sent that to DJ on our way. And DJ's like, where is that? I'm like, Tennessee. Don't ask me where. And we actually did touristy things while we're in Tennessee. And then we flew home. Oh, this is Max's window seat that had no window. So, anywho, there you have it. All of that was a lot of work. But does it look like fun? What do you think, DJ? Are you impressed that your restaurant got on the reel so that anyway? So why is having a lot of fun hard work? Well, there's a lot of planning that goes into life. Oh, there's DJ. So what do you think?
Yeah, I had the double mute going on. You muted me, I muted me, and then I muted a Bluetooth feed that somehow snuck in that I was trying to use as a monitor. So apologies out there for everybody listening to that those shenanigans. But man, not enough footage. I could do without the sound, but not enough footage. I want to see more. That looks like you guys were having a blast, and yeah, I'm glad that you were able to do that.
I'm
Awesome.
like, I just at least want to get something out immediately as quickly as possible before, you hit the ground, back into life, all of that. So at least it was something. I even have shorter. I've got a little 1 minute one, a little 2 minute one that I haven't put up yet, but I don't know. I like having music with mine. I'm like, oh, it's hard. Hence the reason I had to narrate. But yeah, so the DJ, I thought of you while I was there. That's why I had to take the picture of the DJ restaurant. But I just thought that was awesome.
Some imposter who owes me a lot of dinners and a lot of drinks at this point.
Probably. So, but yes, officially part of the 1,000-yard club. I don't know that it's official though, right? Because I sat behind other people's rifles who did all of the hard work of all of the mathing that has to go into shooting 1,000 yards. So I don't know if I'm just an imposter, but I got to shoot at least 3. I feel like I shot 4 different rifles because I know I shot MacMan's. That was the first one I shot. And then I shot Jamie's. And then I shot Kyle's. I think there was a third one or another one, but I'm looking through it. I got to find that. But anyway, it was tons of fun. So many guns. And I don't know how much more I have for pictures and stuff because it's like every time you turn around, it's like someone's handing you a different gun. Here, try this. Here, try this. Here, try this. And it was just like being in a free state that allows like 30-round mags and lots of suppressors. A lot of people had quiet guns, so that was fun. So DJ, what questions you got for me for the whole event other than you want more footage? Anything in particular you want to know?
Well, at your last mention, that there were things that you were able to have and to shoot that you can't have at home. And I think that that's sometimes that we forget about it, because all of our gun friends, when we exist in the YouTube space, we sometimes talk about those limitations, but to actually move out of and have an experience over a weekend of something that you can't do at home, what it is, it reminded me how restricted you are. And it does more than make me feel bad. So I don't know what else quite to say about that, but I'm
Yeah.
looking for a bloopers reel at a minimum.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
some of those.
I don't know. The bloopers reel would have been the arrival at the cabin, because my boy and I were the first to arrive at the cabin, and we walk in, and there's piles of sheets and blankets on each bed, and I'm like, it's a B&B. Maybe they just are like, here's your clean stuff, you just put it on. And then I started putting on the sheets, and I'm like, don't think they're clean. And then we're in the kitchen, and it's like the counters are all sticky, and it's just like, they didn't actually clean this before we got here. So that was the blooper reel. So I have pictures of dirty beds and garbage if you want that. But it was all taken care of before we all went to bed. But it was quite the adventure. And yeah, I don't know. I have more video. I don't know that we have much blooper reels for real. Chico had the full trigger reset. So it runs really fast when it's working properly. And so that's the closest I can think of that have a blooper reel. And then the little pink gun there was a picture of, it was double action, and it would be like double action bang, double action nothing, double action bang. So like those kind of blooper reels exist, because this stuff wasn't going into battery and that sort of thing. But it's just like the 1,000-yard range. I've never been on a 1,000-yard range before, and you cannot see that far with your little eyeballs. So, but yeah, it was fun. I learned how to squeeze a bag. And for people who do long range shooting, you know what I'm talking about. But it was just like when I first put my face to MacMan's rifle, and I'm like, why is this so weird? And it's like, because he's actually left-handed. And so I got to shoot a left-handed rifle. I've never shot a left-handed rifle before. So that was also very cool. But,
and
yeah.
as many years as you've been shooting, fewer years than a lot of the folks out there in the chat kind of thing, to have new experiences in addition. And I've not shot on a 1,000-yard range. I've targeted and fired at things farther than 1,000 yards, but never on a range.
Gotcha.
So that must be cool. And to have people there that it's not only their hobby, but it's their interest, and
yes.
they, some compete and whatnot, to have that brain trust there while you're doing it. That must have been great. That's another example of that community thing. Yeah. And there, as far as the bloopers go, I am glad that there were no accidents kind of thing, that kind of blooper, but touching the beard, that would have been a good blooper reel thing. So maybe that'll kick it off. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, and I mean, so like MacMan and I were talking, like I did take a video of him to have him explain to me like what his gun was and what he had to do in order to make that 1,000-yard range. I mean, how to shoot it, because like when there was that quick video of the range, is like at some points during the day they have the directional flags downrange, and it's like there's 300, 600, 900, and at different parts of the day the flags were actually blowing towards each other. And so they're like, yeah, so to have to do all the math to figure out how to overcome that and figure all that out, I'm like, I can't do the math to shoot 1,000 yards. I can just get behind someone's rifle who can do the math to shoot 1,000 yards. So it was fun, and it was just fun to hang out with people that see on here and talk to, like on Hillbilly's channel and Jamie's channel, and I don't know, it was fun, and it's good. But maybe I'll go
there's
back.
a huge difference between faces and names through YouTube and faces and names actually in person.
Yes.
And Yeah, I'm so glad that you had that experience. It's making me smile. So is the chat. And I wanted to let you know that Chris Bulldog is out there. So is Chasing Ghost. Krabby Turtle's in the room. C.E. Snyder Marketing LLC is out there. So is Mike Ballinger, Edward Smith, Sorry Fan 93, Jamie JH586, Abigail Sorsha Finnegan's in the room. So is Taryn Gomez, Gizzard Gary, Mark Thomas, 2 Live, Moo, and Hillbilly. That's your roll call.
All right.
Thanks for coming in, everybody.
Yeah. And yes, I just want you to know, Hillbilly, you were totally talked about. And, you know, Jamie was saying it would be great if you were there, and he hopes you make it. And yes, Jamie, JH586, is my host with the most. You know, it was great to be there and get to give Jamie a hug live and in person. It was so lovely. And Charles, I got to tell you the sad story about that. The 50 BMG, that is the rifle I was planning on bringing. Sean and I got it all set up. We sighted it out to 100 yards, got new glass on top, everything. And then Jamie's like, well, you should probably call the range and verify you can bring it. And the answer was no, I could not bring my 50 BMG. And so it was very sad. Now, here's the other thing. Jamie, how many years has it been there now? 7, right? 6, 7. I have a little patch that tells me what number this was. It was the, I think the 6th time. So I think the shooting range has been open for 7 years. When they started, you could shoot 50 BMGs. And when you go to their website, it tells you that you can shoot 50 BMG. And when we sat there at the beginning, the first day, you have to watch the safety of how everything runs on the range and what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do, all of that. And it said that you could shoot 50 BMG. And well, Jamie said he was going to tell on me, the Hillbilly, what I said when they said that, because it was not a very ladylike comment that I made when the video that they're showing me says you can shoot BMG, where they told me over the phone and email that I could not shoot BMG. So yes, we were gonna shoot BMG, but they don't allow that because too many people don't know how to do these things. All right, yeah, so there it is. Range opened 2019, been going every year except for 2020. So that was good. Someone else, yes, all right, so I saw this. Well, all right, so here's the reality of everyone. Everyone was mostly you, Jamie. I wasn't sure who the heck else was going to be there. So yes, you were just as I expected you were going to be. And it was great to be there with you, because I even told Max on the ride there, I'm like, well, we're going to go to a cabin with a bunch of dudes I've never met, and I'm not really sure who is there. And so I said, but Jamie is there, and he's like the best grandpa type guy there is. And you were the only one that I really actually knew was going to be there. If it weren't for Hillbilly, I don't think I'd have talked to MacMan before. And did I know anyone else that was there? I don't think I did, but I do now. And that's the fun part. So yeah, so you are how I expected you to be. And you were the only person I was going to see. And yes, so we did talk, hi Gizzard Gary, we did talk about Thunder on the Prairie. I can really only get away for one trip each year. So maybe next year I don't go back to Dead Zero, but I do go Thunder on the Prairie. I don't know. It's kind of how I do my, what do you call that? My planning is like I do one gun event a year, because that was part of the whole, why is this called Fun is Hard Work? So one of the things I told Jamie when I was there is that getting to Tennessee to have all of that fun was a boatload of coordination efforts. Back in December, I think, is when I was invited to go down there, December-ish, January, somewhere in there. And I said yes. And then I put the wrong dates on my calendar. So that was my first mistake. So I thought it was like Sunday to Wednesday. And then it was like, well, no, we arrive on Monday and leave on Wednesday. And I was all confused. So first mistake I made was I put the wrong dates on. Then in February, my mom got put in a new study where now every single day, morning and evening, she has to have this helmet on her head. And so when I said yes to coming down, I talked to my uncle. I'm like, hey, can you take my mom while we're away? Because originally it was going to be me, my husband, and my son. And we needed someone to take care of my mom. And he was going to take care of that. And that was great. Until I looked at my calendar again. And I'm like, oh, wait a second. She has these special appointments that we can't reschedule that Monday, Tuesday. So now I had to find other people to take care of my mom on Monday and Tuesday. And then my uncle would take care of them for the rest of the week. And this is, I think, where we realized, I'm like, I'm not sure my daughter wants to stay home alone. Just her and the dog. At 18, she would do it, but not so much. So then my husband got pulled off. Then there was the whole BMG thing where we're like, all right, we got to go set up the gun. And now we have to fly from New Hampshire to Tennessee. Because back to what DJ was talking about with the freedom thing, my BMG lives in New Hampshire with my stepmom because I'm not allowed to have it here in Connecticut. So in order to travel to Tennessee with the BMG, I'd have to fly out of New Hampshire into Tennessee, fly back to New Hampshire, leave it at my mother-in-law's, and then come home. But then we made the phone call like, you can't bring your BMG. So then that changed. So y'all see what I mean? Fun is a lot of work. And so it's just one of those things. It's like you see a nice little reel of somebody having a whole lot of fun with a whole bunch of really cool people. And, oh, Scotsman. I guess I did know Scotsman. That's true. Sorry, Jamie. I guess there were two of you. And no, I didn't think Scotsman was what I was expecting to meet, to be honest. It was definitely not that. But anyway, so sorry, squirrel. But so lots of work to get somewhere to have fun for a little bit of time. Totally worth it though. But just remember, when you're going through the stuff that is hard, to go do the stuff that is fun, remember you get to. That is my biggest thing these days, is I get to make these arrangements so that I get to go have fun. And some of the time it was just like, oh my gosh, why is this so hard? And as Charles and I were discussing just before this, God doesn't give you more than you can handle. And I usually am like, yeah, I wish he didn't have that much faith in me, is often my response to that whole God doesn't give you what you can't handle. But at the same time, with my mom and the dementia, it is, I get to do all of these things, like go to 1,000-yard shoot, even if it wasn't with the BMG. Yes, Charles said before, sad face. But it's just one of those things. And oh yeah, so Surya fan, the reason I wanted my the 50 BMG is because my dad's BMG. And so I've shot machine guns and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, the BMG is my dad's, and we've only shot it like 100 yards, not even. So it would have been really cool to let it stretch its legs. What is up, Buttercup? Mr. DJ, you popped up.
His comment is up. We all put in a lot of work. Savor it while it lasts. That's what life is all about. And I don't think I posted this in the chat earlier,
Okay.
but it's something that I was thinking the other day. So I'm posting it out there right now, and I'm trying to pull it up. I'm doing it as you.
I saw that. I'm like, wait a second. When did I say that?
We'll do some Facebook flavor, and I need to let you know also that Jonathan Berger is out there on the Facebook side checking in. Thanks for being here, Johnny. A great start shooting school says, always keep your eyes open for live music opportunities. Live, like life, only happens once. Take advantage, man. Take advantage.
Oh, you know what Mr. Cheney just bought last night?
I don't. Fill us in.
We're lying in bed, and he's like, so, you want to go to Metallica? So, in November, we're going to Metallica.
What state or venue, if you're cool with saying?
I have no idea, is the truth.
What? Keep it a surprise for as long as possible. Seriously.
I don't know.
But that absolutely rocks. Is
I'm
there
like, I assume it's somewhere in the East Coast here because he didn't say we had to fly anywhere. So,
fair assumption?
but yeah, Metallica. It's like before I met my husband, I was like, well, I like most everything but heavy metal. And then I met my husband, and he got me listening to Metallica. So I listen to Metallica. So yes, all of those things. So yeah. But yeah, so it's just so funny that you would talk about the live music thing. I'm like, as a matter of fact, that just happened. But yeah, so Abigail, absolutely, it was a ton of ordeal, and there was more, but I'm not going to get into all of the details. But it's just like here on the interwebs, what happens is everybody sees the highlight reel of, doesn't that look fun? And we tend to forget all of the work that everyone had to do. Like, you know what? Oops, not that one. Where the heck? The one that DJ had up from Jamie. Yeah, the I'll put in a lot of work. It's just like for me to be able to just sneak on up to somebody's rifle and just put my cheek on there, look through their thing, and pull the trigger and hit 1,000 yards. It's like just the amount of work that they did, the math that like I can't even wrap my brain around. So like I said, I got a little clip where MacMan explained all of the stuff, like what the load is, what the bullet is, what the weather is, all of those things. I'm like, I don't even know all the questions. So yeah, everybody did a ton of work to get there. And in the information world where we're just constantly looking at people's highlight reels, it's just like, it's not all fun and games, but we deserve games because it's not all fun and games. So,
And when there's successes in our lives, whoa, did you grab that one?
I did.
Okay, well.
I'm just laughing because I'm like, oh, he's very serious man.
I got you. It's also a good idea to give people their flowers when good things happen, and check that out. Chasing Ghosts did a DOT physical impacts today. That's awesome.
Very nice, very nice. I have a friend, actually, DJ, you know this, Paul. He actually had a stroke, and after years of recovery, got his DOT again. And so, as far as DOT passing those sort of things, let's see.
I got another comment for you.
Okay,
you're looking at them, but I'm going to throw this one on the screen and let you know. Jamie J586 says, "Oh, and I have a new hat. It's an AGSSS hat. It's gray with a really cool logo trimmed in pink. It's his new favorite."
Yeah,
that's a rocking cool hat too.
Oh, and actually, here's the funny thing. So Jamie and I were sitting in the kitchen, and he's like, "Hey, there's another guy in Connecticut." And I already forgot, Jamie, who it was you were talking to, but apparently he literally lives in the next town over from me. So because Jamie's like, "Brooke, where do you live?" I'm like, "Dude, it's on the back of your hat. It says it right here." So he's like, "I'm gonna have to look at that to spell it." So that was funny. Yes, I did get to give. Oh, so here's the other part about that. So DJ knows that I have yet another present for you that has now gone from Connecticut to Tennessee and unfortunately came back with me. So Jamie, you're going to get another present in the mail because I forgot to give it to you. So DJ knows what it is because he thought
I've got a secret. This is not a secret. There's a Metallica fan in the crew. This in all caps. Give me those tickets right now.
Yeah. No, my husband had to ask permission because of how stupid expensive they are. And he's like, and we got nosebleed seats, but anything below that was in like 4 digits for the seats that are available. So here's what I do know, DJ. It is a 10,000 seat venue. That's as much as I know. I also know the cost of the tickets, which we're not going to discuss online. So yeah, 10,000 people venue. So that's what I know. So somewhere in New England, there's a 10,000 seat venue that we're going to go to.
And there are summer sheds that are getting ready to open. Some venues, outdoor ones that is, are already open for the season. And for real, there are tons of opportunities. Every evening is a new evening. Every show, a new show. Every note is only going to be played once in that instance. And to be able to capture those moments and in sync, I wish I'd hadn't made that unfortunate reference there, but when you're When you're part of a 10,000 person crew and you're all there, just most of you, right? At least 9,000 plus are there to see the band, have a great time, be in those moments. That's an incredible thing. And I won't take us too far into the weeds, but I will whack this one and throw it out on the table. And it's seeing Metallica on the And Justice for All tour it was a hockey arena in Illinois. Can't remember the city right now, but there was a moment where there's a refrain that is chanted, and there were 4,000 or 5,000 of us there doing that, and it seemed it was in synchronicity, and it was one of the most transcendent concert moments I've ever had.
Yeah.
And it was a Metallica show to boot. So good to know that you get to go out there and do that.
Very cool. Yeah, I mean, this will be at least my second time going, because we went back in the 90s because I knew he was a big fan. And back then when the tickets weren't as ridiculous, I think I got us like 5th row seats or so for his birthday. So, but I have to bring up the poet here, Mr. Mark Thomas. No man ever steps into the same river twice. It is not the same river, and he is not the same man. And that is very true. Because we always change based on what has just happened. So, all right. And just like that, we already went half an hour, and we could probably go on and on. But at the top of the hour, we have Hillbilly come up with his show. I have a sauna waiting for me before I go to bed, because here's the other thing, DJ. This week taught me I am significantly out of shape when it comes to shooting, because as my son kept pointing out to me, it's been about 2 or 3 years since I've done any real shooting. And being handed gun after gun after gun, and it's just like I would shoot left hand a little bit, then I'd shoot right hand a little bit, I shoot left hand a little bit, and everyone's like, "Are you showing off?" I'm like, "No, my arms are tired." I'm like, I just can't. But yeah, there will be more reels. I promise. There will be more stuff. So, all right.
Looking forward to that.
And maybe there'll be music, because I like it better with music. And this was sort of like the teaser reel, because each one of those videos kind of cut off just where the fun stuff was going to happen. So
I noticed. I'm sure everybody else did too. You took us right up to the edge, Brooke. You cliffhangered us on so many clips in there.
Did. It's like,
how about a full Patreon release or something like that? I'm going to drop the Patreon link out there. I've got it buried here somewhere. I'll find it.
Okay. All right. I will. And yeah, and there was much discussion over Rumble and things like that. So maybe there'll be more of that. But for right now, I think that's about it. Remember, all the fun that we have is because of all the hard work that we did. And when you see other people having fun, remember there was a lot of hard work that went into that. And that's just kind of my idea for it. Enjoy it, savor it, have fun. And the whole crew that I got to meet was just so much fun. And like I said, I had no expectations of what anyone was going to be like, other than getting to see Jamie live and in person. So there you have it. So with that, I will allow DJ to do the final adios for everybody. And thank you for coming.
Right on. I'm glad to have seen everybody out there tonight. Remember, reload the show when it ends. All you have to do is go up to the top of the screen in that address bar, hit it again, it'll refresh, and you'll be able to leave a comment. And I hear tell that there's something algorithmically related to 8 or 9 words being like one of the tripping points for something like that. So even if you just say, "I had a great time at the show, I look forward to next week," or something like that, it would really help the channel out. And helping us out there in the crowd tonight was Chris Bulldog, chasing ghosts out there. So is Krabby Turtle, C.E. Snyder Marketing LLC. Mike Bellinger's in the room. So is Edward Smith, Sorry Fan 93, Jamie JH 586, Abigail Sorsha Finnegan, Taryn Gomez, Gizzard Gary, Mark Heraclitus Thomas, 2 Live Moo on the Facebook side. We've got Jonathan Berger. And remember that Hillbilly Up. I didn't say Hillbilly Up in either roll call. And he came to mind because we're coming towards the end of the show, and his show is going to be coming up next. So I'll try to get that link out there in the text chat for everybody. And I hope to see you here next week. Be safe. Have fun. Take care of yourself and your crew. and raw. We're out.